What's happening?
They got out.
Who?
The incurables.
Coming in with you.
Are you sure?
Yes. Rose, get away from her.
No.
I need you to move away from her. I need to help the nurse.
I doubt you need that. She's dead, dear. Long dead.
And I really need you to step away, Rose.
Well, are you gonna do it? You said you were gonna tear her to pieces. There she is.
Lock her in a room. Mr. Drainey! Mr. Drainey!
Oh,
Are you all right?
What happened? From behind. Where's Nurse Collins?
She's dead, Mr. Drainey.
Jane's dead. One of those monsters killed her. She did it with my knife.
Don't touch them. I need you to escort them all into their rooms.
Why, thank you very much. It's so rare to have such gentlemanly behavior these days.
Will you be leaving soon? My babies need their sleep. They need the lights out.
Can I come help?
Of course, girlie.
Of course.
Thank you, Dr. Odd.
Miss Pierce.
That was certainly more exciting than most evenings in here.
Did you see anything?
Of course not. And if I did,
Can you have your staff transfer her to Dr. Grace?
Of course.
How did they all get out of their rooms?
I don't know. The guard on duty's name is Samuel Drainey.
If the patients have behaved themselves, they are allowed a half hour of free time in the recreation room. After that, they are locked up for the evening.
And you locked in Rose Maxwell?
I didn't have to. She has not been allowed out of her room all day. She's been just unusually agitated.
Unusually?
No more than usual, actually.
Why take a knife into that ward?
I had been attacked 4 times. Who wouldn't?
I see. So, after locking in the remaining patients, you checked to be sure Miss Maxwell's room was secure?
I've been doing this job for 15 years. There are very few duties to forget.
All of the rooms are locked with one common key?
That's right, yes, and the ward door as well.
Well then, Mr. Drainey, how did they all get out?
I don't know. I heard a commotion. I went to respond. Nurse Collins was being attacked.
And they were all out of their rooms?
I think so.
You think so?
A nurse was being attacked. I didn't do a head count.
Oh, Mr. Drainey. Your lantern?
Oh. Thank you.
It's possible he may have forgotten to lock one of the doors, but all of them?
It's not likely. One of the patients could have got hold of a key.
Perhaps Rose Maxwell, the one who killed Nurse Collins.
I'd like a word with her.
So would I. Miss Maxwell has a serious psychiatric condition. She's not responsible for her actions.
Be that as it may, Julia, it makes her no less dangerous.
Rose, may we speak with you for a moment?
Miss Maxwell, we need to ask you some questions. How did you get out of your room?
The door was open.
You're saying that...
is that Detective Murdoch I hear? I want to speak with you. Only you.
You finally come for a visit.
You're not my patient, Rose.
You remember the island, don't you, Julia? We had a gay time there.
We're not here to talk about that.
I wish I killed you all. All of you congratulating that witch for taking my Cedric away. William,
Miss Pierce?
you're looking so well. How's married life? Has it settled into a dull routine yet? I find that is usually the case, especially for the man.
Thank you, Miss Pierce.
I shouldn't be locked up with these lunatics. William, I was just so distraught when my fiancé jilted me. I didn't know what I was doing. I just lost my mind. If I could go back in time.
Miss Pierce, I know that you're as sane as I am. No need to try to convince me otherwise.
It is amazing what a good lawyer can do for you, isn't it?
Miss Pierce, I only need to hear one thing from you. Did you or did you not see Rose Maxwell kill Nurse Collins?
What would you like me to say? I can say anything you want.
Good night, Miss Pierce.
When I get out, I expect you will be calling on me. Detective.
Why did you kill Nurse Collins?
I had the chance.
That's it?
That was enough.
Do you admit to killing her?
Of course. Julia, I liked that feeling. I've almost forgotten it.
That's enough, Rose.
Oh, please. Give my regards to Emily Grace.
We're done here. Please lock the door.
See that she's restrained? Yes, sir.
You all right?
Yes.
You all right?
It's fine.
She was stabbed 11 times. No one could have survived the attack. Rose is an extremely violent woman.
I'm all too aware of that. You know, she still takes no responsibility for her actions on the island. Or before.
She murdered her family. She murdered her friends. Who would want to face that?
Now she vows revenge on both of us.
Revenge for what?
For surviving, I suppose.
Do you think maybe she should be transferred to another institution? One further away from us?
Emily, that's not necessary.
An axe-wielding maniac vows revenge on you, and me for that matter. And you don't think it necessary?
She's in custody.
All right. It's just a caution.
Of course.
Julia, there were bite marks on the body.
Rose? I need to speak with you. Rose? Julia?
Julia, is everything all right?
It's nothing, William. Just an unpleasant dream. Go back to sleep.
You sure? It was reported that all of the inmates were out of their rooms when Mr. Draney entered the ward.
All except Eva Pierce.
Apparently she remained in her room during the commotion.
And they just wander around free?
Well, no, sir, not usually.
You said the old bugger was forgetful.
Yes, but I'm not inclined to believe he forgot to lock every room.
And no one saw anything?
Well, there's no one usually down there, sir. Mr. Draney stops in once an evening, but that's it.
Whose finger marks are on the knife?
George is working on that as we speak.
Constable, don't you have mine on file?
Miss Pierce?
Or did you just want to get close to me again? Very gentle.
That's all, Miss Pierce.
Hello, Constable Crabtree.
Miss Lynn.
I do apologize for trying to kill you the last time I saw you. I misjudged you.
Mrs. Lynn, we all make mistakes.
I trust you're staying on the right side of the road.
I am indeed.
Good boy.
Good to see you, Mrs. Lynn.
You too. Oh, hush. I'm sure the constable will only be a minute. Constable, can you take Suzanne's as well? She would love you too.
Yes, of course.
What the devil is this?
Hard to say no to a child, sir.
So all of their finger marks are on the murder weapon.
Yes, all but Eva Pierce.
We can't ignore the possibility that one of the other women in the ward is the killer.
What about Rose Maxwell's admissions?
She's a deluded woman, Julia. I have a duty to make inquiries.
We have a duty. William?
She tried to kill you, Julia. I am not entirely comfortable
And
with...
I'm not a schoolgirl.
Miss Maxwell, you've been telling people that you killed Nurse Collins. Why?
Because I did.
Is it possible you might be stretching the truth?
No, I attacked her.
Did she struggle?
She didn't have a chance. She was a tough old bird. I bit her, and she didn't even squawk.
And you're sure she was still alive?
I certainly am. I must say, I was glad to see Nurse Collins dead.
Why?
She was a cruel, spiteful woman. She would take my babies away from me. At the slightest provocation, she'd just take them away.
I love my babies.
You picked up the knife. Why?
Seemed a handy thing to have. I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but she got what she deserved. She was wicked, and the wicked are to be punished. His will was done.
The murder of an innocent woman was God's will.
Oh, she was far from innocent.
What did Nurse Collins do that deserved to be punished?
I can't say.
Mrs. Lind.
No, I won't say. You'll have to ask Charlotte. She was her favorite. Did you see anything?
I didn't. I was suffering from a migraine and they can be terribly blinding.
Charlotte, if you saw something, you need to tell us.
I didn't.
Don't lie to me, Charlotte. I need to know the truth. What happened?
Leave her alone! She said she didn't see anything.
Detective, can I have a moment? Maddie,
Yes?
were you holding the knife? Why?
To keep Rose away from Girlie. She's not all there, you know.
Maddie, can I talk to Girlie? Please. Girlie, it's me, Dr. Ogden. Can I talk to you for a moment?
Hello, Dr. Ogden.
Hello, Girlie. How are you?
Good.
Girlie, do you know what Nurse Collins did to Charlotte? Will you tell me?
I'll get in trouble.
No, Girlie, you won't, I promise.
Nurse would come into Charlotte's room at night, and she would touch her in places she wasn't supposed to.
Thank you, Girlie.
Do you believe her?
She's 3 years old. I don't think she would lie.
Did she say anything else?
Only that the nurse would touch Charlotte in private places. I've asked to see all the files relating to Nurse Collins to see if I can find any corroboration.
None of the others reported any violations.
Maybe she didn't do it to any of the others.
Let's find out.
I would offer you tea, but as you can see, my accommodations are somewhat sparse.
You don't care for tea?
And what will you do for me if I answer your questions?
You should be grateful you still have your life.
I told you, Detective. I will say and do whatever you want.
Did you ever see Nurse Collins acting improperly around any of the patients here?
What would you like me to say?
Did she molest anyone?
I keep to myself. But if you would like me to speak ill of the dead,
This is obviously a waste of everyone's time, Doctor.
Just give me a moment, Detective. Eva?
Rose Maxwell is a vicious killer. I doubt she needs a reason to do what she does. She talks about it all the time, you know. She thinks you're the reason she and Cedric aren't together. You threw her in here and destroyed her life.
What did Nurse Collins do to make Rose attack her?
She's getting bolder, you know. She's waiting for you to let down your guard. When you do...
Miss Pierce, why are you trying to scare me? What do you think that's going to achieve?
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just letting you know what I'm looking forward to. Because I know the reason I'm in here.
You're here because you're a murderer trying to evade justice.
No, I'm here because you're scared of me. Have you seen the way your husband looks at me? I'm sure you have. You may think he loves you, but you know he desires me.
Perhaps I did misjudge you. You're clearly deluded.
Oh, am I? Once I get out, I'll show you who's the deluded one.
Eva, you're never getting out. Ever. You're exactly where you deserve to be. I must confess, I lost my temper.
Perfectly understandable.
She may know the truth.
She'll never surrender it.
Doctor, why won't they let me see Rose? I was told you were not allowing her to receive visitors.
That's true.
Why?
Because she killed someone, Mr. Maxwell. Only yesterday.
Who the devil are you?
Detective William Murdoch, Toronto Constabulary.
My sister would not kill anyone without reason.
Mr. Maxwell, I know from first-hand experience what your sister can do. I was there when she killed your fiancé. What was the reason there?
Rose felt my marriage to Lavinda would rend us asunder. She didn't want that.
And that's a reason to kill someone.
Rose felt Lavinda was a threat to her happiness. That is why she killed her.
You excuse her actions?
I understand them. Now, if I may, I would like to see her, please.
I'm sorry, Mr. Maxwell, but I cannot permit that.
But I need to see her.
Mr. Maxwell, go home. How often does he visit?
I don't know, William.
He never missed a day.
That's unusual.
A very devoted brother. Is there an address on file?
Now, sir, this is where Cedric Maxwell's been staying since his sister's confinement. Previous to this, he had a lovely house in Rosedale.
What happened to it?
Apparently, he's spending every penny trying to help Rose.
Without much success. Oh, from Rosedale to this.
I suppose the lawyers were more dear than he imagined, sir.
They always are.
Letters from Rose, sir. Are we sure they were brother and sister?
Yes, George, why?
I cannot bear to be apart. I ache for you. At night I burn. Sir, hardly writing from a sister to a brother.
I burn.
Train ticket, sir. Cedric was to depart with somebody last night. The same night his sister escaped her room.
On a trip Miss Maxwell was unable to take, in spite of her brother's best efforts. We haven't found Cedric Maxwell yet, but we will.
I'd like to see those letters.
Of course. It would appear that he slipped his sister a key to her room. We also found 2 unused train tickets.
He intended to flee the city.
So it would seem.
Whoever knows the direction one's life will take.
Mr. Maxwell? Mr. Maxwell, we need to have a word.
You have a filthy mind.
The content of the letters seems clear enough.
Rose is my adopted sister. We loved one another.
And yet you attempted to marry another.
I attempted to live in a way that society deemed I should. It was a mistake. Rose could see that.
Do you deny making this? It was found in your rooming house. I'm going to assume that it's the key to your sister's ward. Do you deny that? Where did you get the key to make this mold?
That prison guard left it on his desk. Rose didn't deserve to be in there. We were going to leave the city, start a new life.
And yet she ended someone else's. Why would she do that?
She wouldn't. All she wanted to do was be with me. She wouldn't have risked that by killing that nurse. She wouldn't have risked losing that chance. She loves me.
Rose, can I see the key your brother Cedric gave you?
He didn't give me anything.
Miss Maxwell, your brother told me he gave you a key so you could escape from this door.
Rose?
Thank you.
That's why I have to get out of here. Can't you see?
I don't understand.
Cedric can't live in this world alone. He talked for months about how he was going to get me out of here, how he was going to save me, how we could start over. He's my younger brother and I love him, but...
But what?
He's incompetent. Nothing Cedric does ever works. He picked a harpy for a bride. He picked a lawyer who fleeced him dry. I have to be out in the world to protect him.
Miss Maxwell, if the key your brother gave you didn't unlock the door, then how did you get out?
I pulled on the door, and it opened. I thought it was a gift from God. He was rewarding us, even though Cedric failed.
And why didn't you just leave? Meet your brother and escape? He booked tickets.
I wanted to make sure the witch was dead. I wanted to make sure she wasn't going to hurt anyone else.
Since Cedric's plan failed, clearly someone other than Rose opened those doors.
Mr. Draney?
Well, I could see him forgetting to secure Rose's door, but opening all of them, that was a deliberate act.
I have to take another look at all these files. One of them killed Nurse Collins and is blaming Rose.
Can it wait until morning?
I'd rather do it tonight.
When shall I expect you then?
When you've been working on one of your cases, have you ever heard me ask that question?
Right. I'll see you later then, Julia.
Thank you, William.
Already avoiding Mrs. Murdoch?
She's working late, sir.
In the loony bin.
Julia assures me that she can take care of herself.
Murdoch, if there's no chance of punishment, why bother solving the crime?
To find out the truth, sir.
The truth is, one of those lunatics killed someone, and they will pay nothing for having done it.
Sir, those files you asked for?
Oh, George, thank you.
I can no longer live in a world that is so uncivil. Thieves and liars all around us. There are no more decent people. And how is one to live when that is the way of the world?
I just couldn't stand to see them suffer. Maggie would scream and cry from morning till night, and little Sarah suffered most extremely with rashes. I just wanted to let them sleep, to let them rest, let them find peace.
I have two others who live with me. I know that now, but I have them under control. Or at least I think I do. I just don't know who to believe sometimes.
The world wants to deny me my happiness. I wasn't gonna let that happen. People tell me I killed my family. I only did that to protect Cedric.
Oh, here.
Thank you, Samuel.
They're all secure tonight.
Of course they are.
Sure wouldn't want that to happen again.
Nor would I.
You want to be here alone?
Like you said, they're all locked up. Samuel, before you were knocked out, did you see anything?
Oh, I wish I had.
Was Eva Pierce out in the ward when you saw Nurse Collins?
I don't believe so. Of all of them, she's the least trouble.
Thank you, Samuel.
It's not that simple to be a woman in the world. I was engaged to be married to a wonderful man. I'd been a poor girl all my life, and suddenly a world of promise and wonder was laid out for me. And then he discarded me. I was desperate and betrayed. And something just snapped. After that, I was blind. I couldn't recall anything that I did. But I was so full of rage.
It's all right. Be still.
Dr. Ogden. So nice of you to join us. No one can hear us when one of us needs help. I doubt they can hear you.
My baby isn't feeling well. Could you just look at her?
Miss Pierce, I need you to open this door and let me out.
You are no longer in the position of telling me what to do. Of telling any of us what to do.
And what is it you're planning to do?
Me? I'm going to leave this place. I asked very politely. Even followed legal channels, all to no avail.
Then open the door and walk out.
I intend to.
Get me out of this.
No, she's getting anxious.
Please, Dr. Ogden, can you just look at her? She's not well.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because you're vindictive and cruel. You know I don't belong in here, but you are keeping me here because you're afraid I'll take your husband.
Where did you get those clothes?
An admirer. I have plenty of them. None of us in here are very happy with you. How could you have allowed us to be under the care of Nurse Collins?
I had my practice in another part of the building. I never even associated with Nurse Collins. I'd never heard of her until...
Rose killed her?
So if I'm to understand you correctly, you're pleading ignorance. Is that your excuse? It's not an excuse. It's a fact. She was a horrid person. You allowed her in here with us. I didn't even know. A wise woman knows what goes on under her own roof. It's time for Rose to do her work. Charlotte, is that you? Charlotte, you have to help me. I know you're not a murderer. You can't let them do this. I can't stop them. Please.
There is a way out.
Show me.
You won't tell them that I told you? Of course not. We have to hurry. There's a broken window in my bedroom. If you're careful, you can climb out.
Fooled you! If there was a broken window in here, wouldn't we have left through it? You must be scared, because your thinking isn't making any sense! I thought you wanted to make us better.
I do.
Can you believe that? She says she wants to make you better, and the first thing she does is try and run away. No one will make you better. I've heard what they call you. The incurables. You will live in this room until you die. If you want out, follow me.
Where did you get that?
I have friends everywhere. I can be a very popular girl.
When we get out, you and I are going to find a couple of fine men, live the life of Riley.
Please, all of you, please, be quiet. I don't want to leave. I just want you to be quiet. My girls need their sleep. Sleeping time, don't! Stop it! Stop.
They're not real. Hannah? What happened to your baby?
Get away from me!
I'm not sure, Hannah. I can help you. Don't cry. She doesn't deserve any comfort. There's no greater sin than that of hurting a child. You reap what you sow. Help! Help! Mr. Drake!
Friends everywhere.
Did he give you that key?
Men give me a lot of things.
Why?
Men are simple. I should be going.
I'm sorry for what Nurse Collins did to you all. I will try to make it right.
Nurse Collins never did anything to me. Or them either, I'll wager.
Is that who did? Mr. Draney. Not Nurse Collins. It was Mr. Draney that visited them at night.
Very good.
And you knew and you said nothing?
Oh, I said plenty. I told Nurse Collins about Mr. Draney.
She was horrified.
And then I told Mr. Draney what I told her.
And he killed her.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Why did he unlock all of the doors?
I told him to. I wanted to help these poor women. At least that's more than anything you ever did for them. But you showed up before anyone could get away.
Why didn't you tell us what you saw?
That wouldn't have got me out of here. Only Mr. Draney could do that. So I told Mr. Draney I'd be needing a key again. And then I told him I wanted to see you in here, just to see how you like it.
You're not... You're not...
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, Dr. Ogden. Rose, put that down. If you hurt me, you will never see Cedric again. I'm going to kill you and leave this place. I'll see Cedric.
Eva Pierce! Stop! Eva, stop! Off of me!
So you are choosing me over Dr. Ogden?
What are you talking about?
Who do you think she is, Detective Murdoch? Who do you think she's with? That is, if she's still with us.
You hurt her. Don't do this. You can't make me. If you hurt me, Charlotte will be punished. I will. And Girlie. All of them will be punished. If you hurt me, they'll all be locked away forever, and it will be your fault, Maddie. Charlotte! Don't let her do this. Charlotte! I know what Mr. Draney did to you. He'll pay for it. I swear. I swear. Dr. Ogden? What's wrong?
Julia! Julia.
It was Draney.
Yes, it's all right. I've got you.
Well, you took your own sweet time, didn't you?
What did he say?
He admits to taking liberties with some of the female patients. He would don a nurse's uniform and interfere with them. Most of them were drugged, so they had no idea what was happening to them.
Except Eva.
Mr. Draney said Eva Pierce confronted him with the knowledge, and she also informed him that she had told Nurse Collins.
And he admits to killing her.
Yes, he killed the nurse and then unlocked all of the doors.
Good Lord.
His real name is Jameson Wilkes. He was incarcerated when he was 12 years old for the assault of his abusive father. He was in and out of institutions most of his early years. It would appear his demons returned to him.
I don't think the demons ever leave, William. And the asylum never checked his credentials, his past history.
No, they did not.
Well, that is going to change.
I should hope so.
There's also not going to be a ward where patients are kept in isolation.
Can they be helped?
Well, at least they could be properly attended to. Where is Eva?